Hi everyone, Nicole Bowman here, psychic medium and intuitive artist. Happy 2024, new year. I am coming to you with celebrity predictions today. Now, I've done the predictions for love and relationships for the collective. I've also done predictions for politics and government. And so this is the celebrity component. So check out those other predictions if you haven't already. They are on my page. But I want to share, and this came through in the political predictions too, that our idols are being unmasked, that the idols are toppling down. You know, oftentimes we put celebrities on a pedestal, our favorite movie star or a singer or a songwriter or artist or director. Oftentimes we will put people on pedestals and see them in a very high vibration and a high light, not understanding that they're human beings just like everyone else. And this year in 2024, a lot of the truth is going to be exposed, and we're going to see celebrities for who and what they are, which is real people. Interestingly, this theme will continue from now until about 2026, maybe even into 2027. So a lot of our favorite celebrities, the people that we thought were the philanthropists and the people that everybody loved and the people that thought they were the nice guy or the nice girl, the nice this, a lot of those people, what's going on behind the scenes will be exposed. As many of you know, the Jeffrey Epstein list has come out, and it's not the entire list, it's a partial list actually of people who were on his manifest for people who are flying to his private island. I feel like more of those names are going to come out, and definitely there'll be more celebrities on it as well as politicians. And what Spirit actually said before in the political prediction is that some of the names on that list are going to break your heart. It's just going to break your heart because it's going to be people that you highly respected and people that you never thought would be engaged in practices like that. So that is coming. And this is why Spirit is saying to just brace yourself. This is why it's so important that we don't put people on pedestals. Not one of us is perfect, right? We all have our ups, our downs, our issues and things, but there are also some people who truly are really heavily compromised and really do really negative things. And that's going to be exposed too. I want to talk a little bit about hip hop in the year of 2024, but also up until 2026, 2027. One of the major things that came through right before I got on here is that hip hop is on trial. Hip hop is on trial. That's what Spirit was saying. So you will see a lot of hip hop artists, a lot of executives in hip hop, a lot of moguls. P. Diddy was really just the tip of the iceberg. You're going to see more people in P. Diddy's camp being exposed for allegedly abusing people, for allegedly trafficking people, for allegedly negatively affecting, abusing, mistreating folks. More of that's going to come to the surface. He will not be the only one. And what Spirit is showing me with this is a web, right? So they're basically showing somebody at the top, and then they're showing everybody else who is a part of the system or caught in the web. So even though, for example, a person like P. Diddy is being exposed and brought to the surface, and hopefully things will be brought to justice, there is also somebody pulling P. Diddy's strings above him. And so what Spirit is saying is they will often throw out the little fish, which is P. Diddy, and then we will never see or know who the big fish is. And the big fish is the person who is giving P. Diddy and people like him free license to engage in these behaviors. So we are going to get some rumblings of that, like, well, who's above? Who's writing P. Diddy's checks? So tell me who that is. We'll hear some of that being exposed. There will be some stuff that comes out about that, but it's not necessarily going to be in totality. A lot of the people that you'll hear about will be people like on the second rung of the ladder. So this will be executives, this will be A&R people, this will be people who like had their own label or they were a subsidiary of a bigger label. And throughout the label, people were abused. There were bad contracts, things like that. Obviously, hip hop is on trial because part of that is racism and white supremacy. Now, I want to be clear about something. I'm not saying that if a hip hop artist or executive or A&R has done something to hurt or harm people, they should get a pass. They absolutely should not get a pass. But the reason why the hammer is coming down so hard on hip hop, another aspect of that does have to do with racism and white supremacy. And the reason why is because Spirit is saying that this level of human trafficking and abuse and crimes, it's not just in hip hop, it's in all genres of music. right? It's in rock, it's in folk, it's in pop, it's in all genres of music. There are plenty of artists from many different genres, from folk to pop to electronic, who have completely left the industry because they've been so deeply traumatized by it. But hip hop is on trial because hip hop, number one, is very popular, but also because the creators of hip hop tend to be Black and brown people. So that's going to be put to the forefront. And the underlying energy with that truly is racism and white supremacy. Because if we really do want to keep it balanced and keep it a buck, this level of corruption is not just in the genre of hip hop. I see a lot of corruption in the genre of electronic music. And I also see a lot of corruption in the pop industry as well. So it's the music industry as a whole that is the Me Too, not just hip hop. But just to reiterate one more time, we'll see a lot with hip hop artists. And interestingly, there's going to be some artists who have passed on that people will be talking about as well, and sort of presenting them as predators or potential sexual predators. So that is going to be coming to the surface too. And that's a situation which is a bit dicey because those people can't necessarily defend themselves. But there are going to be people coming forward where their stories are pretty credible about who those individuals are and what they did and how they are. So we will see that. I just saw a flash of a woman named Jaguar Wright. She just popped into my head. For those of you who don't know, Jaguar Wright was a very popular up-and-coming neo-soul artist in the 90s and 2000s. She is a singer. She has a beautiful voice. She's extremely gifted and talented. And she's sort of been a whistleblower for hip-hop, R&B, and neo-soul movement about the corruption in the industry. I see her popping in and out throughout the course of this year, uncovering more things. I know that she has done interviews about celebrities and people in music, but I see her actually sharing more information too, specifically as it relates to P. Diddy, as more comes out about him, because this is going to get more and more extreme with him, where it's going to be so difficult to deny things at a certain point. It's if you think that what we've experienced right now, is damning evidence and information, you just wait, because Spirit is saying there's a web, there's so many things interconnected. Part of the reason why these things happen is because people's jobs are on the line, the money is on the line, taking care of their family is on the line, their quest for fame is on the line. And so a lot of people will be blackmailed, or they will stay silent because they're trying to get ahead in the industry. And so it's sort of a web, because people are blackmailed and compromised, sometimes with videos and things that they've done sexually, other times with money they have taken that is stolen. So we're seeing that, and that's why certain people in the industry, people that you would think would speak out, similar to politics, are silent. They're silent because of who's signing their checks and who's paying their bills. What we're also going to see with a lot of celebrities is we're going to see that many of them do not have as much power as we thought they did. Many of them are bought, sold, and paid for. Certainly not all, but many of them are. And so because of that, even though they may have, a certain amount of money or a living or a lifestyle, they can only keep and maintain that if they remain silent about certain things. And so you're going to see this, how your favorite celebrities continue to remain silent about many of the things that matter. And the people that remain silent, a lot of times those are people that are bought, sold, and paid for. And that's why they're silent. That's why they're quiet, because they don't have the freedom to say what they want to say, because if they say what they want to say, that check will get taken away. So Spirit does show me that. Let me just see if there is anything else coming through. Spirit says the light will win. The light will win. The light will triumph. The light will prevail. I feel for artists that just want to create and just want to make music and just want to spread light and joy and express themselves. And then they get caught up in these situations where they're sexually compromised. They get into these bad contracts and things like that. There is so much jealousy of creative people, where some of these folks that are pulling the strings want to be that person's God because they're so jealous of their creativity. And so if you're an artist who's listening to this, what I get from Spirit is stay independent and autonomous for as long as you can, so that when it's time to sign those contracts, you have a better chance of calling the shots. And there's one person in particular listening that I just feel is like super talented. Spirit is basically saying, you need to get a lawyer. Get a lawyer, okay, to read your contracts. Don't just sign things. But those are the predictions. For readings and more, find me at NicoleBowman.biz. Have a good